I am Lisa Ferrick. I'm currently the magisterial district judge in the eastern part of the county, in Harbor Creek Township, Lawrence Park Township, and Wesleyville Borough. I am originally from the State College, Pennsylvania area. Went to State College High. I then went to Penn State University, graduated in 1994, and graduated from the Dickinson School of Law in 1998. And upon graduation, I moved to Erie County. When I first moved to Erie County, I worked in a small law firm in private practice, doing primarily domestic work, divorce, custody, support, and the like. And then I went to the Erie County District Attorney's Office, where I was an assistant district attorney for 14 years. During those 18 years of practice, I was in the courtroom just about every day. And I know we have a couple people here from the DA's office, and I think they will vouch for the fact that when you're in the district attorney's office, you are in court basically every day, as well as private practice. And the reason I say that is because as a magisterial district judge, you are in court basically every day. And I do think that's something important. As a district judge, you need to, well, in private practice, I learned the value of having a fair, impartial, and unbiased judge, and of giving everyone the right to be heard. And I've taken those qualities and used them in my role as a magisterial district judge, because that's something I believe in. I believe that everyone that comes to court deserves to have a fair, impartial, and unbiased judge. And I believe that everyone deserves the right to be heard when you're in court. I'm a firm believer that it doesn't matter who you know, or how much money you make, what you do for a living, who you're friends with. You have the right to feel secure that when you go to court, you will be heard and you will have your case decided on the law and on the facts presented, not who you're friends with or who you know. Some of the things that I'm very proud of as a district judge: I take education very seriously. I spend a lot of time working with my truancy cases in my youth. I am a member of the Erie County Truancy Task Force. I spend about an hour on each of my truancy cases, at which time we take a lot of time and delve into, what's going on? Why are these kids not in school? Is it home barriers or challenges? And we try to figure out and get to the bottom of why these kids aren't in school and how we can get them in school. I also look at some of the challenges that face our youth these days. I recently had a group of kids involved in some sexting, and instead of imposing fines and costs, I looked around the county to find a sexting class or presentation that they could take to really educate themselves and realize what are the potential consequences of that, so they can learn from that behavior and hopefully stop. Also, you may or may not be aware, but vaping is a large problem in our schools these days. And I thoroughly researched and found a vaping program. Unfortunately, it's not local. But again, I offer the children or the students that are charged with vaping an opportunity to take a vaping class so they can educate themselves about the potential consequences of that as well, instead of just imposing fines and costs. So I really look at our youth, because our youth is our future. Along with that, I'm very active in the community. My husband is a 27-year police officer. He spent 11 years in the city of Erie and then 16 years as a Mill Creek police officer, where he's a lieutenant now. We have twin boys that are in 7th grade in the Harbor Creek School District. And I always say that my kids are very active. There's not a whole lot they don't do, but whatever they do, I do. It's never what are the kids signing up for, it's what are we signing up for. Because if they swim, I'm a swim volunteer. They play t-ball, I was a t-ball coach. They're in the high school musical, I'm at the high school on Saturday mornings building sets. No matter what the kids do, I do. So I'm very involved in the community. I'll say two things, and I'll wrap this up. I'm very proud of the work that I do for my district. I work hard for the people in my district every day. I don't just go to court. I don't sit in my office and wait for a hearing and put on a robe and go into the courtroom. I answer the phones every day. I go to the counter every day, and I'm working for the people. I have people that constantly, I'll answer the phone and they'll say, "Hey Judge, why are you answering the phone? Don't you have staff?" And I say, typically, yes, I answer the phone because I work here and my hands aren't broken. I am working for the people. I go to the front counter and people realize that, oh, you're the judge? Yes, I'm the judge. Well, what are you doing, working the counter? I'm like, well, I'm working for you. Again, I don't just sit in my office. I'm very proud to be the district judge in my district. We have a phenomenal district. I'm very honored to be our magisterial district judge, and I hope people realize that everything, we have the Court of Common Pleas and we have the appellate courts, but all of the cases, all of them start at the district judge level. So it's very, very important that when people, and some people only ever see the district judge level. They don't get to the Court of Common Pleas, they don't get to the appellate courts. So I think it's imperative that we have good people at the ground level. And I'd like to think that I'm one of those, and I hope and I pray that the people in my district feel the same way. And I'd be honored to serve them for another 6 years. Thank you.